Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Find a seat, everybody. There's plenty of seats. Welcome to the Unitarian Coastal Fellowship. As Unitarian Universalists, we honor the interdependent web of all existence. With reverence for the great web of life and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. I am the interim minister here, the Reverend Micah C. Ma, and my pronouns are they, them, and theirs. With me today are brand new worship associate Laura Prestwich, choir director Tom Cullison, accompanist Megan Smith. Looks like we have Barb and Karen on tech today. Thank you. Now, do we have any visitors in the sanctuary today? Please raise your hand if this is your first time here. Okay, now keep your hand up if you would like to introduce yourselves. Oh, watch some of those hands suddenly disappear. It's okay, not everybody signed up for public speaking today. So just wait for us to bring you the mic because they can't hear you on Zoom if you don't talk into a microphone.
I am a former teacher, so I'll always introduce myself. I'm Kay Lynch, and this is Daryl Lynch. We've been referred to as the mystery couple. We've been Zooming for over a year because I've had 2 surgeries. But we really wanted to come and see Reverend Ma before she left. We feel like we already know her, but we don't really know her. So we really wanted to come, so even though it takes a long time to get ready, I did it. So we're happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, we're so delighted you could join us in person today. It's great to finally meet you face to face. Okay, and now if you could take the mic over to Karen so that Karen can tell us who's on Zoom today. And the Lynches won't be there because they're in person today.
Okay, on Zoom we have Ann Phillips, Martha Nassett, and looks like Rebecca and Joe are with her, Jackie Burns and Ron White and Laura Ward, and wait, there's a blue arrow, and Landon Ellswick.
Yay! Cameras back there, give them a wave. Hello, Zoomers. There's quite a few of you today. Thank you so much. And now, does Joan Burton have some announcements for us? Is Joan reading the announcements today? Thank you, Joan. Joan is our treasurer on the board, as well as many other hats.
Come to a CUPS meeting. What is CUPS? Hello. Testing, okay. What is CUPS? It is a covenant of Unitarian Universalist pagans. All are welcome every second Wednesday of the month. The next meeting is on June 12th at 6:30, and it goes on till 8 p.m. This month we will discuss ceremonies known as sabbats on the seasonal wheel of the year and why they are important. Join Coastal Cups, where you provide the head and pagans bring the heart. And on Friday, of course, it's the famous games night. Bring one of your favorite games to share or play one of ours. We always have a birthday cake to share for whoever's birthday it is for the month. And next Sunday, we have our annual meeting following our bread communion service. All are welcome to bring a loaf of bread, whether it be homemade, gluten-free, or store-bought. The board will provide the sandwich fixings, and then afterward, everybody is invited to take their sandwiches back into the sanctuary for the annual meeting. We'll be voting on the budget and how we want our delegates to vote at General Assembly and the new board members. Child care is provided during the meeting.
Please excuse me. Saturday at 4:30, we're having a going away party for Reverend Ma. It's going to be the greatest party ever. It's a potluck. Please come. Trust me, it is going to be the greatest party ever.
Thank you, Mark. And now we invite everyone in the sanctuary to please silence their cell phones, and all those on Zoom to please turn off their cameras to conserve bandwidth. And once you're done with that, I invite everyone to please turn and greet your neighbor. Beloveds, we gather today in a very jovial spirit, it seems, in the spirit of community. A community is all of us with all of our different talents, all of our different cultures and backgrounds, all of our different ways of thinking, all of the different ways we show care for one another. Some of us care for the shelter over our heads. Some of us care for our children, while yet others care for our elders, and that is how we make this thing called community. Community does not just appear on its own. It exists because we bring it into being. I invite the people to repeat after me, "Come, let us worship together." And now I invite Laura to read our chalice lighting words as we light the flaming chalice, the symbol of our shared faith.
This chalice lighting is adapted from a piece written by Reverend Celia Thurston for a collegial chapter retreat, but I think that we can take some words from this as lay people as well. I light this chalice for all the times you have lit this chalice, for every time you struck the match or flicked that zapper thing, or empowered a nervous parishioner to do the same. I light this chalice for all that you have done, for all you have fostered and cultivated and nudged, for all you have suggested and directed and maneuvered. I light this chalice for the intensity of your reactions in responding to grace and rejecting mediocrity, within the tender balance between tradition and choice. I light this chalice for your being here now, out of calling, out of commitment, out of love. I light this chalice for the time you have spent hurting and healing. I light this chalice for you.
Okay. And we light also our peace candle.
We light also our peace candle to remind ourselves that peace is a process that requires work. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice.
Okay. And now we invite all who are able and willing to please rise for the opening hymn, number 130 in the gray hymnal, A Liberating Rose. We will sing verses 1 and 4 only. So who here has ever helped someone else? Raise your hand if you've ever helped someone. I think that seems like just about everybody. So how many of you have ever helped hold a door open for somebody? Okay. How many of you have ever helped clean up after yourself or someone else? How many of you have helped someone with their homework? How many of you have helped someone get up after they fell down? Yeah, there's a smart guy there who's just leaving his hand up. How many of you have helped out a family member? How many of you have helped a friend? How many of you have helped a stranger, someone you didn't even know? So does it feel good or bad to help somebody else? Good. Yeah, I think most of us feel pretty good when we help somebody, right? Now, who here has ever asked for help? Now, did you like asking for help? Did that feel good? Now, I see a lot of people shaking heads. So I wonder what's up with that. Because a lot of us like helping, right? We say it feels good to help other people. We did all just agree on that, I think. So I wonder why not as many of us like to ask for help. Because after all, people like to help. We just saw everybody raise their hands, right, when they say that it feels good to help people. So if we ask for help, it actually allows other people to feel good about helping us. What do you guys think of that? Not sure? Okay. You guys can ruminate on that for the rest of the day. Put that one up in the old hopper. All right. So every week, we also create some space and time to simply be human together. We're full of contradictions, as we saw just now. So every week, someone brings sorrow into this place. Every week, someone has something on their heart that they're mourning. And every week, someone also brings celebration into this place. We hold both of those things and everything in between in community. That is what it means to be together. So in a moment, Megan's going to play some beautiful music for us, and I invite everyone who's able and willing to rise and line up against the far wall here and come around to the front where we have a basket of stones and shells and sea glass, and you can take as many or as few as represent whatever is on your heart, and leave it in the glass chalice of water. If you have a personal joy or concern, something going on in your life, maybe with a loved one or maybe in your own life, you can fill out one of those slips of paper there and leave it in the basket, and I will read it aloud after I've read our community joys and concerns. So this stone is for all of our graduates this year, in particular our own Xander Simons, who will also be shipping out for Navy training on July 7th. So congratulations to Xander. Also, Sandra Shelp had double cataract surgery done and has 2 good eyes. On Friday, Ymir was promoted from elementary to middle school. We are extremely proud of him. From Keisha and Latoya. Also, Wendy and Jason share that Aiden finished his final year of elementary school. He had straight A's the entire time. We wish him well as he enters middle school next year. Janine Brobst turned 94 yesterday and finished an 18-mile bike ride. And Owen's birthday, that's Owen Simon's birthday, is today. He's 15. And Graham and Kate Sullivan welcomed their new baby to the world on June 6th. Congratulations to the Sullivans. Will everyone join me in the spirit of prayer? Sometimes there is something that is too large to name. We don't know who or what that is. Some people call that God, others call it spirit, yet others call it mystery, while yet others call it goddess. There are many ways in which we feel part of something larger than ourselves. And when times are good, when we overflow with joy, we wish for that joy to overflow to others. Let everyone in the world feel such joy. The people in Brazil, people in India, in Australia, people at McMurdo and Antarctica, people at the northernmost points of the North Pole, in Russia, in Ukraine, in Israel, and Gaza. Let people find something to celebrate each and every day. Let our good fortune spill across the oceans to the entire world, for we know that all water is one water here, that the sea touches all shores. And so let us today look out at the water wherever we go and whisper a blessing to that water, and let it carry those blessings to the farthest shores, until every day becomes nothing but a day of celebration, and that even when we feel the deepest of grief, we know that this too shall pass, and that around the corner there will be joy. Amen, and blessed be, let it be so. Now I invite everyone to join me in the blessing song as we sing our young ones over to the next building. It's a blessing you were born, and it matters what you do, what you know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty you love be what you do, and you don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing I was born, and it matters what I do, what I know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty I love be what I do when I don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing we were born, and it matters what we do, what we know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty we love be what we do when we don't have to do it alone. And now I invite everyone into a moment of silent contemplation. So I do have a confession, which is that I've never actually watched a full episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, but I don't know if that's something to applaud about, but I am passingly familiar with the rose ceremony, which if you have not watched any Bachelor things like that, that's when the Bachelor or Bachelorette gives a rose to everyone that they want to stay on the show and get to know better and keep going on dates with. And the people who didn't get a rose is eliminated from the competition. No one is getting eliminated today. I just thought it would be a fun way to express my gratitude, everyone's gratitude really, for all of the volunteers who make this place exist. Because, you know, I have tried to do everything myself many times, and it has never gone well, because no one can do everything by themselves. So all of this, you know, from the building to the stones to the chairs to the floors, you know, the trash being taken out, childcare, everything exists because of very hardworking people, many of whom work very much behind the scenes. You know, if you only come to church on Sundays, it kind of looks like everything is magical and perfect, and that's because people are working very hard behind the scenes to make it seem that way. So I am going to call up people by groups. Some of you will be called up more than once because there's people who wear many different hats here. And the first time you come up, you will receive, these are actually carnations because it turns out roses are extremely expensive. And then the second or third or fourth time you come up, you can get an extra flower. If you really don't want an extra flower, you can take one of the paper affirmations that are up here, or you can take, there's like some leaves, maybe they're ferns. I don't actually know very much about plants. I'm not a gardener, to go with your flower. So what? Oh, they are a kind of fern. Oh. Learn something new every day. So first, I'm going to actually call up, so to speak, the people who aren't here, which are our childcare volunteers and staff. They miss the service more often than not because they're looking after the children in the nursery or teaching in the classroom. So actually, Laura, could you help me out? Yeah, could you just pull out 4 flowers and set them aside for the people who are in the other building today? And I will say that especially when our program was just getting started, that there were 2 volunteers who missed service for months, just entire months, where they just never got to be in the sanctuary for the service because they were helping look after the children. All right, and next up, the Board of Trustees. Will you please come up? Don't be shy. Oh, look at this. It really does feel like a reality TV show. So these are the leaders and visionaries of the congregation. Nope, stay up here. Don't go down. Stay up here. These are the leaders and visionaries of the congregation, the ones who see the big picture and set the course for the future. That is a weighty responsibility, and so we are very grateful to the board now, especially to Susan Fetzer, who is finishing, 5 years on the board? First as Leadership Council trustee, then vice president, and now president. Will you accept this rose? Yes. Thank you. Okay, now you can go sit back down. Okay. All right, next I call up the Leadership Council. So the Leadership Council is comprised of the chairs of all the committees of the church. So that's Buildings and Grounds, Social Justice, Worship, Adult Spiritual Enrichment, Children and Family Ministries, Membership. These committees are the lifeblood of this congregation. They're the ones who come up with ideas, put on programming. All of the things that happen at this church are thanks to them. So, will you accept this rose?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Right. And now, worship team, please come on up. That means AV, the worship helpers, musicians. That includes you, Megan. Yeah. Okay. Our volunteer choir director, our accompanist, people who help lead Vespers. Without you, there would not be worship. I'm looking at you, Shelley. I know you've done things. That counts. So without you, there wouldn't be worship. Will you accept this rose? And now I call up buildings and grounds. So these are the people who clean the windows, take out the trash, pull the weeds, launder the hand towels in the bathrooms. Have you ever wondered where those clean hand towels come from? They come from people who take them home, launder them in their own homes, and bring them back. Where are you? I know you're all buildings and grounds people. Yes. These are the people who care for that which shelters us, and we are so grateful to them, especially to Sandra Shelp, who does the work of 6 people. Will you accept this rose? Yeah, and we know that Sandra does the work of 6 people because it took 6 people to replace her when she broke her ankle earlier this year. And now I call up the pastoral care team. These are the people who care for our spirits. Yes, I know you've all been up already. These are the people who care for our spirits when someone is in need of a ride or a casserole or just someone to accompany them through a difficult moment. These are the people to call. They do so much behind the scenes. Will you accept this rose? Yes. All right. And now I call up the finance committee. So these are the people who go where angels fear to tread. Nobody likes to talk about money, but we know that we have to talk about money because in our sadly capitalistic society, there would be no congregation without money. So much gratitude to the finance committee. Will you accept this rose?
We'd also like to accept on behalf of Mary Anna.
Oh yes, on behalf of Mary Anna. Mary Anna is dearly departed. She passed away recently, and she was part of the finance committee and the worship team. She would have many, many flowers today.
Dave.
Yes, and of course Dave Hughes, who's not here today. And last but not least, I call up the Committee on Ministry. Who here is on the Committee of Ministry today? Is it just Lee today? All right, the small but mighty team monitors the health of the congregation. They evaluate our progress toward our ministry goals and notice patterns and trends within the congregation and help resolve conflicts that may arise. So Lee, will you accept this rose on behalf of the Committee on Ministry today? And finally, I know there must be people that I missed, people who have brought snacks for coffee hour, who gave someone a ride who needed one, or hosted an event, or volunteered for the auction, or have helped read for a worship service. So if you helped out at church in any way in the past year, please come up and get a rose. Yeah. Don't be shy. Who volunteered for the auction? Who donated something to the auction? Who's helped look after the kids? Who served on any committee? Yeah, who's been a greeter? No one's getting eliminated. You can also take one of the affirmations if you don't want a flower. How are we doing a number of flowers?
Doing good.
Yeah. May this serve as a reminder to you, and now anyone who does not yet have a flower or an affirmation but wants one can come up and get one. Oh. Who is on the ministerial search committee? Yeah, anyone who is on the ministerial search committee should certainly come up and get a flower or a bit of greenery or an affirmation. May these blooms, these affirmations serve as a reminder to all of us that we do not create anything alone. This community is created by dozens of people working together, and it would not exist without everyone in this room and on Zoom. and who just doesn't happen to be here today. So let your flower or your affirmation serve as a promise that when it is possible, you will put in the work, because we need everyone to pitch in however they can. But if it is not possible yet, that's fine. The day may still come. I invite everyone to please remain seated for the next hymn, number 346 in the gray hymnal, Come Sing a Song with Me.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Yes. Yeah.
Every month, we share half of our offering plate with a local charity or nonprofit. For the month of June, we are sharing the plate with Carteret Community College's Sexuality and Gender Alliance, or SAGA. The SAGA Club at Carteret Community College stands for inclusivity for everyone in the LGBTQIA+ community, including allies. SAGA strives to make sure everyone feels comfortable in their own skin and hopes to build a strong community that everyone feels welcome in. Through game nights, galas, and excursions, no one should feel alone, and SAGA works to ensure that that does not happen. Your generosity in June will help fund activities to help SAGA's outreach to build a strong and welcoming community and to make sure no one feels alone. I invite the greeters forward to collect today's offerings.
Please join in blessing this offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. We'll sing it twice through. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. And now Laura will lead our chalice extinguishing words.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now in Español. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad, o el fuego
de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos
en
en el
corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
Now please rise as you're able or willing for our closing hymn, number 396. I know this rose will open.
So we'll sing this through one time together, and then we'll do it as a round, and we'll kind of split the room. Pick a side. One way, there you go. We'll start over here, and then we'll go over here. We practiced this with the choir this morning, and it starts really quick, so pay attention over here, okay? Here we go. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. You guys are really good.
All right, friends, it is our tradition in this congregation to hold hands for the benediction. If you do not, if you do not wish to hold hands, just move to the center of the circle so that we can surround you without having to touch you. All right, and, oh no, wait, me too. Ooh, are we gonna do it? Are we gonna make a circle? Let's stretch. Okay. Okay, wanna hold hands? All right. Okay. All right, friends, nobody goes through life alone, not really. We are surrounded by help on all sides. The people who paved the roads that we drive on, the people who stocked the supermarkets where we buy our food. So remember that everything that you do touches another person, just as the sea touches all shores, and that we are here learning how to make beloved community. Go in peace. Amen, and blessed be.